Online coach is stuck under $5,000 a month. Today, we're going to go over how to create and launch a coaching offer that actually changes lives. So, if you're watching this right now, that probably means you're in one of these categories, right? You're wondering what kind of coaching you should do. Should you do one-on-one coaching? Should you do group coaching? Should you do a course? Should you do a community? You're probably like this guy right here who sent me this DM saying, I don't know what offer to run. Should I do one-on-one coaching and consulting, or make a course, or build a school community? And I said, cool, man, I'll make a video on it. And I asked him how long he's been wanting to start coaching for. 3 months. He's let this one question stop him from moving forward. Luckily for you, you've come to this video where I'm going to break it all down for you, so you don't have to wait 3 months before you launch your coaching offer and start getting past 5,000 a month and get up to 10 and 15,000. You can watch it and get there. So you're probably also wondering, how do I create and structure my program? What should I focus on to get clients amazing results? How much should I charge? What should the length of my program be? How do I launch my offer and get my first few clients? And right now, you're letting uncertainty stop you from taking action, just like this guy. So the solution to all this is watch this video, okay? Because we're going to break down exactly everything you need to know to create and launch a coaching offer that changes people's lives. All right, so let's going to get into it. So the first step, and the first thing we need to understand, is the 3 Ps. So what is the 3 Ps? It's the problem you solve for your avatar. Okay, what is the big problem that your avatar is dealing with right now that you solve? What is the process you use to solve it, otherwise known as your unique mechanism? What is your method of solving this problem? And then by the time someone goes through your program and they completely listen to everything that you tell them to do, what is the promise that you have for them? By the end of the program, what is going to happen in their life? Okay, so what we're going to talk about specifically is the process. Okay, I have trainings on my YouTube for understanding the 3 Ps, the problem, the promise, how to structure it, your avatar, all that stuff. But right now, let's hone in on the process, okay? Because this is your program. So in your process, you want to have 2 to 5 pillars that make up your unique mechanism. So again, your unique mechanism is your way of getting clients results. So for example, like a unique mechanism that's very popular is keto for the fitness industry. And what is keto? Keto is not eating many carbs to lose weight and get shredded. Now, obviously this works because if you eat less carbs, you're cutting out sugar and all this kind of stuff. So people think, okay, if I do keto, I'll get the results because it's a new way of trying things. Now you're doing the same thing by creating a unique mechanism, but it's your way of doing things, right? And you have to position yourself as and position this unique mechanism as the only thing that's going to work in your marketing. Okay, but how do we create it, right? It's created from 2 to 5 pillars. I think over 5 is excessive. 2 to 5 pillars. What are the mini problems that make up the big problem that you need to solve for your client? And each one of these is going to make up one of the pillars, right? So for fitness, really the 3 types of pillars that you want in fitness is, obviously the training, the weight training, or the calisthenics, or how do you get people to break down their muscle fibers so that way they grow back. Then we have the nutrition. What is your way of creating a diet plan? Do you have people track macros? Do you not? How do we dial in people's nutrition so they are in a calorie deficit to lose weight, for example? And then the third one is, mindset, consistency. This is just an example for fitness, right? But you're going to ask yourself, okay, for my coaching offer, what are the things that I need to focus on, the little mini problems that need to be fixed in order to fix the big problem, which is in fitness, for example, losing 20 pounds, being overweight. So you're going to ask yourself, okay, mini problem number 1. What is the problem? Now, okay, I need to create a pillar around that problem. So pillar 1, right? You create a pillar. What problem does this pillar solve? How does it solve the problem, right? What is your way of going about this issue? What is the end result, and what are the benefits of that result? So you want to create each pillar based on these questions. Okay, so for example, my program is for new online coaches, and the 3 pillars or phases that I like to say are alignment, which is creating the right and cultivating the right mindset, the right avatar, and the right offer, right? But I don't say avatar offer when I describe my program. I say it's the alignment phase, right? It's something new. You've never heard of it before. You're an online coach. You've probably heard of dialing in your avatar, creating a good offer, right? But that's not what my program is. My program is alignment. It's how do we make these things work together so that way we can have the foundations of our offer set in place that we can then use in our marketing to attract our dream client to us effortlessly. So do you see how I'm describing my pillar? It's something new, it's something unique. But at the end of the day, the foundation of the pillar is it's solving the problem of people being uncertain about who they're talking to and what they're offering them. Okay? Which in turn, if you extrapolate that out, how does that affect, an online coach such as yourself? Well, if you're not clear on who you're helping and how you're helping them with your offer, then when you go to market your offer, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to be uncertain and unclear on who you're speaking to, and it's not going to resonate with anyone, which means you're not going to get warm leads coming to you. You don't get warm leads coming to you, you're not closing deals. Do you see how this is a little mini problem, in the grand scheme of not closing deals, but you see how it affects the big grand picture? So now you're going to create 3 pillars that each one of these is solving that mini problem, okay? And it's very, very important that we get clear on this. Instead of just winging it, you want to actually sit down and ask yourself, okay, what are these things? Write them out, create a name for each pillar, and so that way you can market each one of these pillars, in your process, in your unique mechanism. So, like I kind of just said, why is this important? This is going to be how you differentiate yourself from the market, from everyone else. There's a lot of online business coaches out there, but none of them have the alignment phase, and the alignment phase is what you need to get the foundations of your business set in stone, right? So this is how I differentiate myself, and it's how you are as well. Secondly, it brings clarity to your sales pitch. So when you're on calls with people and you're explaining to them how you're going to be able to help them, I use the 3-story framework in sales. The first story is where they are and how they got there. The second is where they want to go and why. And then the third one is your unique way of solving their problem and getting them from where they are to where they want to be. But when you explain that third section of the 3-story framework on the sales call, you need to understand what your 3 pillars are. Why are they different than everyone else's? How are they going to directly help your prospect? And that's why you want to know what are the benefits of that result for each one of the pillars. Okay, and then third, your ability to articulate why you do what you do is going to be greatly enhanced because you sat down, you wrote it out, and you're clear on it, which not only is going to help you in your calls with prospects, but also in your marketing, in the DMs. It's going to help you all the way around when it comes to launching your offer, marketing your offer, and signing clients. Okay, so first thing we need to do is get clear on what are the pillars of our program. Okay, once we're clear on the pillars of our program, the next thing we need to know, okay, what are our deliverables? And this is kind of what this guy up here was asking me about that kept him stuck for 3 months. Now, he probably never thought about this right here, right? This is the first thing we need to do. But then the second thing, which is what he's so caught up on, is, what is it that we're going to give our clients? Are we going to do one-on-one coaching calls? Another deliverable is having 24/7 or 9 to 5 access to me via text. Another one is course, otherwise known as like information. Another one is group coaching calls, and then community. These are the main deliverables for most coaching offers. Okay, so how do we structure our deliverables, especially at the start? So let's kind of talk about each one. So for one-on-one coaching calls, obviously these are going to be the most valuable deliverable at the start, right? If you have less than 5 clients, you should be taking on every client as a one-on-one client and charging them, high ticket. So, $1,000 or more, right? Especially at the beginning. So unless you're launching a beta offer, which we'll talk about, and then you can charge maybe $500 to $1,000. But the point is, one-on-one coaching calls is what you're going to start with. If you have 0 clients, you're not putting people in a group call, right? You're helping them one-on-one. So the pros for one-on-one coaching calls is obviously it's the most valuable. They get direct access to you, and it's going to be a differentiator between you and the top guys in your space. So I have new online coaches coming to me and they're like, Anish, why would someone hire me for fitness coaching when we have, this guy with millions of followers with way more client results, who's making millions of dollars fitness coaching? He's obviously way more reputable, way more credible, way more popular. Why would someone hire me versus him? Well, he's not offering one-on-one coaching calls because his time is too valuable. He's not in the business helping people one-on-one, giving them clear and specific advice. So you can say, hey, you can go work with that guy, sure, but you're not going to get that advice and that clear, specific, customized plan for you. Whereas with me, you will. So So it's going to separate you from the top guys. And this is huge. This is absolutely huge, okay? So you definitely want to be doing one-on-one coaching calls at the start. But the problem is it's not very scalable because it takes up a lot of your time, okay? The next one is text access to you. So this is obviously people can, ask you questions and whatnot whenever they have them. Now, the pros of this is it helps clients get results faster, helps them progress through the coaching a lot quicker than if you didn't do that. You hold your clients accountable. And another differentiator between you and the top guys, right? If you go hire, one of the top fitness guys in the industry, are you going to get his phone number and one-on-one access to him? Probably not. Again, the cons with this is it takes your time. But the one-on-one coaching calls and text access to you are the keys to signing your first 5 clients because your clients want advice for them. They want quick response times from you to fix their problems, right? And this is what you're going to be able to give people that the top guys aren't. Now, what are the top guys doing? What are their deliverables? Well, it probably includes some sort of course or info product like videos and modules and documents and worksheets and stuff like that. Now, why is this so good for the top guys? It's because it's scalable, right? You just have to make it once. And once you make it once, then you can give it to all your clients. You don't have to spend more time, dealing with it unless you want to revise it or add to it as time goes on. But the majority of the time commitment for creating a course is right at the beginning, and then it's going to last you for as long as you're coaching. So, what are the pros of this? It's scalable. You can do it as you go. So as clients are giving you questions and problems and things they're dealing with, you can add that to the course and, so that way it can solve those specific problems that keep coming up. But the cons, it's less specific for your clients, right? This is going to be more general advice. There's no feedback in the course, right? You get a course from someone, but you don't have the one-on-one coaching calls or the text access to you, then how do you know if you're applying what's in the modules the right way? Okay, so that's another deliverable that you can have. And I'll explain to you how you should structure your program at the beginning as well here in a second. But then we have group coaching calls. The pros for group coaching calls, again, just like the course, is scalable. Okay, so let's say you have 2 coaching calls, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday every week, and they both are an hour. So if you're not offering one-on-one coaching and you're not offering text access to you, and you're just offering a course and group coaching calls in a community, which is what we'll talk about next here, then your offer is extremely scalable. And this is what the top guys, for example, the top business coaches, the top fitness coaches, the top guys who are making millions of dollars coaching and have hundreds of clients, they're not doing one-on-one and they're not doing text access to them. They're doing a course, group calls, and a community, because you can get an infinite amount of clients without spending any more of your time servicing the clients, right? No matter how many people are in the group calls, there's only 2 a week, and it only takes 2 hours for you to service those clients. No matter how many people are in the course and in the modules, it doesn't matter. You can add infinite amount, and it's still not going to take up any more of your time once you complete that initial time that it takes to create the course. And same for the community. So the pros for the group coaching calls, it's scalable. You can use them for an MVP, which an MVP, by the way, is a minimum viable program, which is like the beginning stages of your course. But the cons are, as you get more clients, they become way more chaotic, the coaching calls, the group coaching calls. Once you have group coaching calls with 50 to 100 and past that, no one's getting advice. Very few people are getting specific advice that's going to help them, right? Especially if the coaching calls are an hour, you get on there, you're doing a Q&A, chances are you're not going to get through everyone's questions. So group coaching calls are good, until you scale to that high level, and now your clients aren't going to get the results that they would if you were doing one-on-one coaching calls. Right? Each one of these different deliverables has a trade-off. They all have their pros, they all have their cons. And then lastly, we have community. So the pros of community is obviously a strong culture amplifies client results. If the people in the community are seeing other people winning, then they're going to be more likely to want to go out there and get some wins for themselves, because it's instilling belief that they can do it. Clients can help each other, right? So it kind of takes some of the load off of you if there's some sort of community going on and you have multiple clients in there. Some clients are successful, some are still trying to figure it out. The guys who are doing well in the community can help the guys who are still trying to figure it out and answer some of those questions for them. And now you've got like something that's gonna be able to, you don't have to spend as much time in the community answering questions if you have other people in there who are doing well, who can answer questions, right? And now we've got this camaraderie. Now we've got this good culture, right? Now we've got, friends and networking happening, friendships and networking happening in the community. And this is one of the most important things, which we'll talk about next when it comes to creating a strong coaching program. But what are the cons? It obviously takes time to build, right? You need to start hiring clients. If you're under 5, if you have 0 to 5 clients, you're not going to have a big, strong community. It can be strong. The culture can be good with 2, 3, 4, 5 people, right? But it's not going to be as impactful as if you have 20 people, 15 of them are succeeding to help those 5 guys who aren't. So it takes time to build. You have to build up your clientele and build up the culture. And another one of the cons is it must be monitored and upkept. So what do I mean by that? You have to either you or you hire someone down the road, like a client success manager, a CSM, that is going to go in the community and is going to manage the people in there, right? To make sure that no one's spreading negativity, that everyone's getting their help. So it takes time to monitor it and make sure it stays thriving. So as far as the community goes, you can have it in different programs: school, circle, WAP. You can even have a group chat just on text. This is how you create the community. For the group coaching calls and the one-on-one calls, I always use Zoom and I use Fathom to record the calls. Okay. For the course and info, I use School, but like I said, you can also use Circle. You can also use School, Circle, WAP. These are all different platforms for the course. And then text access to you. I give people my personal number and just text them on iMessage or WhatsApp. And then one-on-one coaching calls, Zoom and Fathom. So that's what I use to deliver all of these different deliverables, okay? So when you first start, how do you structure it? One-on-one calls, text access to you, and a course. And now, don't get so caught up on creating the course before you have any clients. Create it as you go, right? So if your entire... So for example, for me, online business coaching, right? Running ads is something I help my clients do. But if they're brand new, they don't need to be running ads. So when I first launched my program and my offer, I was signing clients without having any modules on ads because everyone who hired me didn't need that. But as soon as one of my clients said, okay, I'm getting results and I'm ready to start launching ads, now it's up to me to go in there and create modules on running ads. And how do I create good modules on running ads? It's because on our one-on-one call, I described to him all the keys for running a good ad, and he asked me questions about how to run a good ad, and I realized, okay, I need to answer these questions in my course module, so that way I don't keep getting these questions over and over again. This is kind of what I said right here, when you can use an MVP. You can use the group coaching calls and the one-on-one calls to figure out what it is that your clients are struggling with, and then you can make sure to put that in your course. So this is why I tell people, do not go and create the course first. Create the course as you go and as you get clients and as you realize, okay, this is what my clients are struggling with. I better put this in the course. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, these are the first 3 things you want to start with: one-on-one, text, and a course and info, and you create that course and info as you go. Once you get 5 or more clients, then you can start the group coaching calls. Then you can start to work on building the community. Okay, guys? So those are the deliverables. Now that we have, our pillars and our process and our unique mechanism figured out, and we're able to articulate it, now that we know what deliverables we're going to actually be giving to our clients, let's go ahead and talk about the keys that make an amazing program, right? And that guarantee that the clients get results. Guys, I've been in 6 different mentorships, all different topics and whatnot. A lot of them business and other things as well. I know what makes a great mentorship, and I know what makes a terrible mentorship. So I'm going to condense all the years of mentorships that I've been a part of, and I've spent over $100,000 with these different mentors. And I've been a part of mentorships that I thought, wow, this sucks, no one's getting results. And I've been a part of mentorships where everyone is thriving. So let me tell you guys what makes a great one and what makes a terrible one. Number 1, accessibility. Accessibility. You, as the person who is offering the coaching program, and you as the leader of the coaching program, you need to be able to help your clients quickly. They need to have access to you. That's why I said that text access, 24/7 texting, is super important. So in a great coaching program, you respond ASAP to your clients. So that way they feel like you're always there to help them. Okay, in bad mentorships, you take hours to respond. Clients are sitting there wondering what they should do, and they can't rely on you to respond quickly to solve their problems. So that's hours going by where they're not taking action, where they're confused, just like this guy. Like the reason this guy is spending 3 months before starting is because he doesn't have someone to help him and guide him along the way. So he's just stuck in decision paralysis, right? So you want to make it very easy for your clients to know what they need to do, make decisions, help them, guide them, and they should have access to you, and you should be on your phone all the time responding to your clients. This is one of the most important things, speed to your clients. That helps create a great mentorship. All right, next thing, leadership. You as the leader need to lead by example, by doing everything you're preaching to your clients. They need to believe in you. So if you're a fitness coach, you better make damn well sure that you are in amazing shape. If you're a social and confidence coach, you better make sure that your clients can very clearly see based on your content and based on just speaking to you that you know what the heck you're talking about. You are going on dates if you're a dating coach. You have a very strong friend circle if you're talking about making friends and you're a social coach. Okay? You need to lead by example. That's one of the most important things that creates a great coaching program. And then on the opposite side, a terrible coaching program, you tell your client to do something, but then they don't see you doing it. You don't practice it yourself, and your clients are sitting there wondering, why is he telling me to do this, but he's not doing it? All right. So, for example, for my business, I've been a part of different mentorships where my mentor was telling me to do something, and I would kind of look at them like, well, you're not doing it. Why should I do it? So I make sure if I'm telling my clients to post 2 to 3 reels every single day to raise awareness, to be top of mind for their avatars that follow them on Instagram, I'm making sure that I'm posting 4 to 5 times a day, right? Because I need to be the master of what I preach. So you need to be as well in your program. All right, next up, culture. In a great mentorship and coaching program, members of the group all stay active in the chat and help each other. So if you're the only one in the chat, and now obviously guys, let me add a little caveat. If you have 0 to 5 clients, it takes time to build culture. It takes time to build it. But that doesn't mean you can't go ahead and start cultivating an amazing culture at the beginning when you only have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the group chat. Okay? Members of the group all stay active in the chat and help each other, including you. You're active in the chat, whether it be in the school group, whether it be in the iMessage chat or in the Telegram chat or in the WhatsApp chat, wherever you put all your clients to ask you questions and whatnot and to bounce feedback off each other, that needs to be active. That can't be dead. I've been a part of mentorships where I would join and all the mentorship is a group call once a week. And then, we have a WhatsApp channel where we're all in there together, but it's dead. No one's posting, throughout the days. But then I've been in other mentorships where we don't even have group calls, but everyone's in the WhatsApp group, and every single day there's tons of messages, tons of feedback, tons of ideas being bounced off each other, tons of wins being sent in there, right? This is what makes an amazing culture. Now, on the other side, a terrible culture is, like I said, the chat is dead. You're the only one in there staying active, right? It's okay at the start. Obviously you as a leader should always be active in the chat. But if other people aren't at the start, that's fine. You cultivate that through time. But a good culture is super important. All right, next up, accountability. You don't just tell your clients what to do and hope they do it. You follow up with them and you hold them accountable so it gets done. Guys, people do not hire coaches and mentors for information. They can go ChatGPT or YouTube all the info. They hire coaches and mentors for the accountability, for the belief, for the leadership. You're a leader. If you're a coach, you're a leader, right? So this is how you lead people. You have to hold them accountable to what they say they want. You can't let them slip on the promises they make you and doing the things and the non-negotiables they need to do to get results. At the end of the day, someone hires you as a fitness coach to help them get in amazing shape. So they tell you they want to lose 20 pounds, they pay you money, and then you tell them the workouts and the nutrition, but that stuff they could have went and got on their own. If you don't text them and follow up and make them track these things and hold them accountable to it, at the end of the day, they're not going to get results. And even though it might seem uncomfortable to go out of your way to call them out on their BS, that's what they want. That's why they hired you. All right? in terrible mentorships, you only talk to your clients when they reach out to you or when you have your calls with them. Besides that, there's no communication, right? There's no accountability. Super important, super important. Okay. And then lastly, other testimonials. So I kind of touched on this earlier with culture, but in a great mentorship program, members see other people in the group winning, and this instills the beliefs that they can do it too. And then in a terrible mentorship, nobody's getting results or sharing them with the group, which slowly decreases everyone's faith in you as the leader and in the program. Now, like I said, guys, culture and other testimonials, that takes time. If you're just starting with under 5 clients, okay, that's fine. Build that up with time, help people get results eventually, and then foster that belief in that culture. But there's no excuse, especially at the beginning, why your clients should have trouble getting access to you. There's no reason why you shouldn't be leading by example, and there's no reason why you're not holding them accountable. You need to at least be doing those 3 things right off the bat with your first client. Okay, and then you cultivate culture and other testimonials as time goes on and as you build a program. Now, what did I not speak about this whole time? Think about it. Information. I didn't talk about how good and the quality of information that you teach is, how good your workout program is, how good your system is. That's not what makes or breaks a good program. Information is important, right? You should have all the information laid out in an easy and accessible way, like in the course, right? But it's not what's going to make or break client results and leave clients with a feeling of, wow, that was really amazing. What's going to leave them with that feeling are these things: accessibility, leadership, culture, accountability, and other testimonials. Ask yourself, in your program right now, which one of these are you missing? Are you on the great side for all these, or are you on the terrible side? How do you get over to the great side? Well, this is how. Okay? All the information's out there for free on YouTube and ChatGPT. No one hires a mentor for information. Yes, you give them the information. Yes, you give them the plan and the blueprint. And yes, you make it clear and easy for them to follow. But without these 5 things right here, as far as the keys to getting them results, they're not going to get results. This is a huge common misconception, right? The other day, I was speaking to someone here I met in Bangkok, Thailand. We went to a lounge and smoked a cigar together, and he was telling me about how he wants to start coaching people on trading because he's been day trading in the stock market for 7-8 years. And I said, okay, cool, you want to start, but why haven't you started? Oh, I just need to gather all the resources for the course. I need to make the videos and all the information. It's like, no, bro, no. You're letting something stop you. You're using a course as an excuse as to why you can't start getting clients, which is total BS. The truth is, your first couple clients, the course isn't what's going to help them. It's going to be the one-on-one calls. And then you use the information and feedback from the one-on-one calls to create your course. Stop letting I don't have all the information gathered and laid out perfectly and all beautifully. I don't have that all laid out, so I can't start. BS. Absolute BS. Do not let that be the reason why you don't start your coaching program. Okay, so now we have all of this set up. How do we actually go about launching the program if you haven't already done it? So let's talk about this, launching the beta offer. So you have your problem, your process, your promise. You have the pillars of your process, your program deliverables, you know what they are, and you have an understanding of what makes a great program. Okay, so now what? So we need to launch a beta offer. So what's a beta offer? Like, how is this different than just a normal offer? Well, the beta offer is something you create where it's less time and commitment than a normal offer in your space. So fitness coaching, what's normal? 3 or 4 months is normal. Then also people have a 6-month program and a 1-year program. These are all normal time frames for fitness coaching to get someone good results. But when you launch a beta offer, you're going to do 6 to 8 weeks. Why? Well, we'll talk about it here in a second. But you're also going to do a lower price point. So instead of charging $2.5K for 3 months, you're going to charge $1,000 for 6 weeks. Okay. So why do we want to create and launch a beta offer? 1, we want to quickly enroll your first few clients. This is very important. If you're an online coach and it's been weeks or months and you don't have your first couple clients, then you're doing something wrong. You should already have your first couple clients. You're either charging too much, you're not getting people on sales calls, you're not committed, right? I can't help you with being committed, but I can help you with the system and how to present your offer to get those first couple of deals, right? You don't want to have no clients and start charging 5K for your offer. Start at a lower price point and raise it with time. So the goal is with the beta offers to quickly enroll your first few clients. It's a less of a time commitment. It's less scary for your clients to enroll with, and it's more affordable. We want to then get them amazing results and gather testimonials and wins from those initial 5 to 10 people we get in the beta offer. Then we're going to use those testimonials and wins in our marketing to build credibility. Then we're going to increase the price and the length once we see that, one, we can actually get people results, right? We actually have a method and a way of doing things that works. And then two, our avatar wants our service. So for example, guys, for 8 months, I was a Muay Thai online coach. And I was trying to get clients and whatnot, but I never really sat down and thought, why has it been 8 months I've been posting content and no one's hired me? It's because there was no product market fit. The market didn't want my product. The online or Muay Thai fighters and practitioners didn't want online Muay Thai coaching. They wanted to go to an in-person gym to practice Muay Thai. That makes total sense. So if I would have known the things I know now, I would have changed my offer. So this is why you need to launch a beta offer and quickly get those first couple clients. If you're struggling to get those first couple clients, then guess what? Your offer is not good. People don't want your offer. Or you're just not committed to reaching out to people and whatnot. But that's obviously something you have to go figure out on your own. Why are you not committed? But let's say you're committed, you're doing the right things, you're posting content, you're starting conversations, you're getting on calls, and you're offering people your coaching, and they constantly are always telling you no. Maybe your offer isn't what your avatar wants. So how do we know that? With the beta offer. Okay, so how do we put it all together? So how long should the beta offer be? Okay, so what I tell people is if you're doing some sort of coaching that's not money related, so fitness, mindset, social skills, dating, something like this, I would say 6 to 8 weeks, 1.5 to 2 months. And then if you're doing something that is a money-making offer, like business coaching, day trading, sales coaching, something like this where people make money, maybe it takes a little bit longer for them to learn the skills and go make the money. Because at the end of the day, we want people to get results in the length of the program. So maybe it can be 6 to 12 months, depending on what kind of coaching you do for money-making. And what should the price be? It's going to be anywhere from $497 to $997 is always what I recommend for non-money related coaching. And then for money-related coaching, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, because you can charge more if you're going to help your client make money. So obviously they can see your ROI with the return on their investment. But if you're doing fitness coaching, they might indirectly make more money, but really that's not your promise, right? So that's how I would structure the length and the price of the program. So if you're a fitness coach, I would do 6 weeks for $997. I'll help you lose 20 pounds. So here's an example beta offer, right? So you have your avatar. Your avatar is Mexican men who are overweight and want to lose 20 pounds in 8 weeks. So the length of the program is, the beta offer is 8 weeks. It's $997. Some example pillars that I just made up on the spot are, we've got the shred phase and the mass phase. So the shred phase is 4 weeks of cutting, getting rid of excess body fat. And then, obviously if you are this person, you're going to obviously go over here and answer all these questions. But just as an example, that's what we're going to do. We're going to shred weight. And then after that, we got the mass phase, 4 weeks of bulking. If I go and try to offer my avatar cutting and bulking, they've probably already tried that, but they haven't tried the shred phase or the mass phase. They don't really know what that is, right? It's a new way of doing things. This is how you market your pillars and your unique mechanism in a way that differentiates you from everyone else in the market. So we got these 2 phases, these 2 pillars, and what are the deliverables? All right, we're going to have the coaching app, which is kind of like the course for fitness coaching. It's where all the information is going to be stored. We've got one-on-one weekly calls to hold them accountable, and we've got 24/7 text access for questions. This is how I would launch and start a fitness coaching beta offer. Okay? So how do we launch it? How do we go about getting those first 5 to 10 clients? Like this. So first, optimize your Instagram profile. Change your bio and all this kind of stuff. If you don't know how to do this, you can go and watch another video on my YouTube, because I break this down in the buyer's journey video. But anyway, you optimize your profile picture, your handle, and your bio to speak directly to your avatar. Once you do that, we're going to post on our Instagram story this sequence. 1, a talking head video calling out our avatar and their pain. Hey, are you a Mexican man who every single day you work long hours, in manual labor, and you get home and you're exhausted. So you don't ever hit the gym and you just eat whatever your wife cooks, and it's usually some unhealthy stuff, right? Whatever. You call out your avatar and your pains, and you should have researched this in the avatar creation, which by the way I have a training on in YouTube, in the avatar creation phase of creating your offer. So you know their pains, you call them out. Next, you create another story describing what they want. You want to be shredded. You want your wife to look at you with admiration. You want to make your parents proud for all the sacrifices they've made. Again, I'm going back with that Mexican guy's example, right? Next up, then we're going to explain how our program gets them there. So, guys, what you need if you're a Mexican who's trying to lose 20 pounds is you need the Mexican Shreds method. And what is this, you might be asking? Well, it's 2 phases. One is going to be, and you see how I'm explaining this on my story? One is going to be the shred phase. The shred phase is getting rid of that excess body fat. And I have a specific way of doing it when it comes to training and nutrition that's going to guarantee you shred off that fat. Right after that, guys, the next 4 weeks is the mass phase. You can't get the body recomposition you want without both of these phases. That's why they're essential in my Mexican Shreds method. Boom. So that's the story where you talk about how your program gets them to where they want to go. And the last one is, guys, if you're interested in a guaranteed program that's going to help you lose 20 pounds in the next 8 weeks and you're a Mexican man dealing with these things and you want to get to this desired result, go ahead and vote on the poll right here that you see, and I'll reach out to you and give you more information. Boom. Everyone that votes in that poll, your poll is going to say, are you interested? And it's going to say yes. It's going to say, this is what you can say in your poll. Yeah, I'd be willing to hear it out. And then the other option is definitely sign me up, right? Something like that. A lot of people are going to vote, yeah, I'm willing to hear it out, because they're dealing with the pains that you spoke about. They want to get to that desired result you spoke about. And you're not saying, yeah, sign me up, right? Because they probably have more questions, like what's the price of the program? What's the guarantee? How soon do I have to start? But if you say, yeah, I'm willing to hear it out, you'll probably get a lot of people that vote in that poll saying, yeah, I'm willing to hear it out. And then you start a convo with them. That's the first thing you do. The next thing you do is you're going to post a reel and you're going to pin it to your profile where you call out your avatar and their pains, you describe the benefits of your pillars and why it's the best method, and then you say comment for help or some sort of other call to action that allows you to reach out to those people. Then you DM everyone who votes in the poll, and you DM everyone who engages with the reel. Everyone who likes the reel, you send them a DM. Hey, I saw you like my reel. Appreciate the support, man. How's your fitness journey going? Everyone who votes, obviously that's an easy one. Hey, saw you voted. How's your fitness journey going right now, losing weight, man? Okay? Once you do that, every single day after you launch your program, you're going to start 5 to 10 new convos. People who engage, people who view your story, start conversations. Don't be afraid to reach out to people, because you can help them. They need your help. Not everyone who needs your help is going to reach out to you. Some of them are going to sit behind the scenes and just watch you post over and over again, whereas if you reach out to them, they'd be willing to work with you. You just have to go and reach out to them. Number 6, from the DMs, you get people on calls. You have to get people on calls. Do not send them the price of the program on the Instagram DMs. Offer them a call, get on a Zoom call with them or a face-to-face, FaceTime call with them, and then close the deal. This is how I made my first $10,000, just like this. Okay? And I would post content in a specific way. I have trainings. Everything else you need to know that you have questions on, I have trainings in my YouTube. Okay, so you can go look for them. But this is just how to create a great program, a program that's going to get your clients results, what's important, and then how do I launch this program to get those first 5 to 10 clients. All right? This is kind of the breakdown. So now, guys, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, one, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below what questions you have so I can answer them, either in the description or in the comments, or I can make another video on them if it's worth another video. And go follow me on Instagram so you can see more daily tips on how to grow your online coaching business. Now, guys, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and you want a clear and actionable step-by-step guidance, mentorship to guarantee you go from where you are now to adding $8,000 to $10,000 per month in the next 4 months to your coaching business, I want you, and I think you want to as well, you've made it this far, apply for a consultation call down below with me or someone from my team, and we'll see if you're a good fit to work with us at Ascension Consulting, which is my company, my consulting company for helping online coaches go from 0 to 5K to 8 to 15K in 4 months. Okay? So one, you can use the link below in the description to apply for the consultation call. And if you do, I'll offer you a full money back guarantee if you don't get to at least 8,000 a month by the end of the 4 months we work together. Okay. Or you can just go to my website, www.anishsearty, my first and last name.com, where you can go ahead and apply. All you'd have to do is fill out a couple questions. So I can go ahead and show you right now. Boom. You go ahead and just fill out a couple questions talking to me about what kind of coach you are, where you're stuck, what goals you want to get to, and I will guarantee you get to exactly where you want to go. Okay, all you have to do is book a call, we'll speak, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'm excited to help you guys grow in your online coaching business. I want to see all you guys getting amazing results. And if you do get results with any of the stuff that I talk about here in this video, I would love, love, love for you to send me a DM on Instagram saying, hey, your video helped me out, or something like this. Just to know I'm on the right path. Well, obviously, I know I am because all this information has helped me get to where I am today. And I'd love to see it get you to where you want to go. All right, guys, that's it. Book a call down below. I'm excited to talk to you. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys on my next video.